All right. Okay, ladies. So here we are. This is our first podcast, and I will be recording on my computer and then I'll be sending it out. We can't go live on YouTube yet. I just requested, so they'll give us 24 hours. So next week we can go live on YouTube and just kind of push it out that way. So yeah, pretty cool. So we were just chit-chatting about Olivia and what she was like. She lives on her family farm and she does calving season in the
hmm
winter.
Yep.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so how's that?
It's very busy. Um, there's well, there's some difficulties here and there, but they always get through it. Like we had a cow have twins, and when cows have twins, they reject the weaker one. So we have a cow here that we
Mhm.
have to kind of just bottle feed and everything so he can get the strength he needs. It's definitely busy, tiring, but it's fun. It's
Yeah.
it's pretty amazing.
And you said you go out every 2 hours just to make sure
Yeah,
if there's no new calves or, just to go
yeah,
check on them.
yeah.
That's
Just to make
all day.
yeah, just to make
Okay.
everything smooth.
How many brothers and sisters do you have to help you with that?
So it's my dad's, and then I have six or five siblings, but they don't help with it because we have different dads.
Oh, different assignment. Okay,
Yeah,
I see.
yeah,
Wow.
Yeah, and that's
Well,
that's not just day, that's night too. So every two
mm,
hours.
nice.
Yeah,
mhm,
man.
Wow.
Yeah.
yeah,
That means you're going to be a wonderful, responsible person when the time comes because you already got it. Like you discipline, you just gonna be amazing.
Yeah, I think she is now. Yeah. We've kind of talked a lot and she is 17.
yeah.
So, but she
17.
has the presence of, a mid 20s or late 20s. Yeah.
Yeah, like 25, your
Hmm.
thought process. But yet again, it's because you've been responsible enough to do those things and that make you that's great. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
So,
Okay, so
Carline, do you want to give us a little bit of background on you?
okay, well, I'm a wife, a mother of two. My son just turned 7. I cannot believe it. And my daughter is 2 years old. I just moved to St. George, when? Is it 4 years ago? 4 years ago. I used to live in Salt Lake, and well, first I used to live in Boston, but I'm originally from Haiti. Then I visit here, and I love it. I'm like, oh my God, it's so cheap. So I decided to move here. And after a while, I moved to St. George. And so far, I love it because I was tired of the snow.
Yeah.
So,
We were just talking about the snow.
really? What were you guys talking about the snow?
Well,
Like, how much you love it?
it's raining now, and it was kind of snowing a little bit, and it's supposed to snow tonight. So,
So, how do you like the snow there?
me, if I'm inside, it's
Uh-huh.
cool. But if you're like Olivia and you got to go outside,
That's
I don't,
how I see it too. It's like so beautiful outside. Ooh, but when I have to go in.
yeah.
So
Then, how do you say your name, Jamie or Jamie?
It's Jamie.
Jamie.
okay.
Give us a little bit of background.
So I am single mom of 5 kids, and I taught school for 12 years, special ed and general ed. Sorry, I'm at the grocery store. I hope you can hear me. Um, what else? I resigned after I got diagnosed with degenerative disc disease in my back, and so I couldn't get hurt by little kids anymore. I'm now doing wedding and event planning, which I love. It's so fun. It's like my dream job. I get to do it. It's hard some days. I learned I'm not a night person. I was working till 1 in the morning on Sunday morning, and that was a little stressful, but it was fun. So yeah, that's what I get to do right now. And I have a puppy who thinks he's the baby and didn't think I was going to have a baby at 40. So that's fun.
I mean, I just turned 39 and I've got a year old, so,
I
and a
know, you're
puppy.
amazing.
Well,
You're
no.
amazing. I don't know how you do it. Lots of caffeine for me. I don't know how you do it.
Yeah. Caffeine and some green tea right here. So,
All right, I feel
yeah.
you. How old am I again? Is it, I'm 40, 44? I always forget my, yeah, I'm
We
44.
stopped counting. We say we're 29 again.
Yes. We kind of go down after 30 or 35, I guess. I don't
People,
know.
yeah, people say that's not your age, you don't remember. I'm like, well, I'm trying to not counting. But yeah, we
Well,
look
and
good though.
I think we all look great.
That's
And
true. We
especially
do.
for
We
those of us
all.
who don't sleep. Yeah, right. I feel like that ages you definitely when you're not getting enough sleep and enough water. I can always tell the days that I'm like, I need to go drink more water. I don't look good.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, and I guess me, I have four boys and a stepson. I grew up in St. George and I just moved here about 2 years ago. And so
Oh my.
when Jamie and I kind of talked about domestic violence in the past, I do have a history of that. And so with this group that we're starting, the We Stand Strong Women Empowerment or Women Entrepreneurs Stand Strong, it's more about networking, referrals, empowerment, and mentoring young women who don't have a strong female in their lives. And then also the domestic violence survivors that are either at the crisis center or just have nowhere to go. So, um, so what we're about here, we're going to call this Unfiltered. So we're going to keep the WE, women empowerment or women entrepreneurs, and unfiltered is going to be like, whatever comes out of our mouths, right? Because we're
Mm-hmm.
all from different backgrounds, we see things differently, and we're just in different spots in our lives. Um, so the object or the topics are going to like range. So, Carline, are you good with news, crazy news, fun news, serious news?
Sure.
Yeah, it just in Utah or just around, or maybe something you found in a different part of the world. That would be, then we can just kind of discuss. And then Olivia,
Yes.
with your youth, you're going to keep us young. Okay.
Yes.
And
I
you're going to
do.
speak your mind. Okay.
Okay.
Don't be afraid to just like start talking, don't wait your turn. Because if one of us is like yammering on, just say, okay, wait a minute, if we need to raise our hand, then I mean, we can kind of make like little, I don't know, you want to make a little like hand gestures, like, hey, it's my turn this time or something. We'll kind of go through and see. And then Jamie, yeah, healthy relationships, stuff like that. I think kind of bring in the domestic violence aspect because you did have background at working. Um, so yeah. Does anyone have anything that they prepared already?
I did. If you don't,
Do it.
I can
Go.
always talk. So I was thinking about this, and one of the things I think is that I don't know if it's just Utah, but I know that a lot of times as women, we tend to be so submissive and not trust ourselves.
Yeah.
We don't trust our
Mm-hmm.
gut. And I've had a thing just happen recently at work, where I didn't know, and there were illegal things happening around me, and I had to leave. I just like up and left, cleaned out my office this morning, and I couldn't tell, like, so my body, your body knows, everything. There's signs. I always call them pink flags, whether it comes dating, relationships, family, your body knows. And so I had gotten 3 cold sores. I was sick to my stomach all the time. I was not feeling well. I'm like, but everything's going so well. What's going on? I wasn't listening to my gut. And then when I got this phone call, they're like, I need to tell you what's going on. I'm like, oh, that's why. That makes sense. And I kid you not, The second I got into my car and drove away, my stomach started feeling better. And I look back on relationships, and I think that's a lot of the things too, is not trusting myself, doubting myself, and other things. The signs were always there. Those pink flags were there, but I didn't want to see them. And I think that's one of the things, is that we have to open up our eyes and start looking at things as they happen and take them for what they are. So I think that's a good thing. Watch for the signs, trust your gut. And I also think just listen to what other people are saying around you. When I was dating, so I was only married for 5 years. I dated for way more than that. We won't say the number. One of the things that I noticed is that when an ex said he didn't have a good relationship with his ex, I'd always wonder why. I mean, I'm not saying you have to go have sleepovers and picnics every day together, but if you are so toxic and vitriolic and absolutely hating them, you haven't healed. And I think there's a lot to be said about that too. Even in my own family, I haven't healed from some stuff, and it will just make me sick as can be. So I think that's a good thing, is to listen to your gut, but heal yourself.
Yeah. Has anyone else experienced that? No, not yet, Olivia. Too young.
Good. That's a good sign.
So yes, you're learning.
Yes.
You always look back and you're like, why didn't I see that? Why didn't, I see it now. It's clear as day, but I didn't see it back then. And then you see how your body reacts, because your subconscious knows. Your subconscious wants to keep you alive and wants to keep you safe. So whether that's doing things that aren't necessarily good for you or not, it doesn't know right from wrong. All it knows is to keep you safe. So if it's hurting you like that, that's just a sign. Carline, were you going to say something?
Well, sometimes I think I see those signs, but you don't have the strength. You don't have the strength to do it. You just thinking either things gonna change, or you scared to be alone. I think that's the problem. We need to be able to accept, you know what, it's okay to be alone. I think in some mind we scared of being alone. What we don't understand is, be alone, that's how we gonna know who we are, what we want, how we want it. But yet again, we scared. We just need someone by us, because that's how sometimes I feel. I feel like I need someone, but technically I don't. I just need to be alone to make my own decision, to know how to get to where I need. Because as long as you have those kind of people in your life, they just drag you down. But yet again, you can get out. So I think if we could help people to understand, it's okay to be alone. It's okay to not have someone in your life. You don't have, not because everybody's married or everybody have a boyfriend, that's when you need to have one right now. You know what I mean? So I think that's how I feel women feel. Like they feel like, oh my gosh, I'm 40, I don't have a boyfriend. That's okay. Sometimes you are better without one right now. I'm not saying never, that's not what I'm saying, but sometimes it's better.
Yeah,
That's
it's better
all
to
I have to say.
wait for the right one than choose anyone that
Yes,
comes along. Can I, or can you
exactly.
share, Carolyn, can you share when you and I first met, like your situation? Do you feel comfortable, or we can not talk about that?
Which could you, when I, oh yeah, when I first, okay. When I first met you, first after I sold my house in Salt Lake, I went to Haiti, and with the money I made with my house. So I decided, you know how sometimes you make plan, you think the plan gonna work. My plan was to build a house in Haiti to do an Airbnb. But first of all, there were enough money to build the house, so the house ended up being 90%. So technically, if I go, I could live there, but I cannot rent it to anybody yet. So then I have to come back to start over. And when I came back, I didn't have any money, so I was staying at a shelter. First of all, I have the money I have the money to live in a different place, I choose to live at the shelter. I choose to live at the shelter because, well, first, is that still my sister-in-law? Even if I'm not with my ex,
Your
would they call it sister?
ex-sister-in-law?
Yeah, your ex-sister-in-law, I guess. So she live in Cedar City. She have 4 bedrooms, so you could stay as long as you want. My thing with me, I don't like being comfortable. When I'm comfortable, I get lazy. And I don't like that. I like to put myself in a situation that I have to fight. So that's why I told her, I lied to her, and I said, "Oh, I find a job in St. George. I gotta go by." So I just got my son. My son was 3.5. We went to the shelter. Don't get me wrong. Every night I cry. I'm like, oh, why did I do that? Why did I do that? But I know it was gonna help me. So I did what I have to do. I stayed there for a month. While I was there, I looked for a job. The only thing is, I feel like that's another thing too. Some of the shelter don't have the resource. You know what I mean? Even you there, you thinking, to me in my head, I'm thinking I'm gonna be there, they're gonna help me, they're gonna give me the resource that I need. I didn't get anything. One time I was crying. I'm like, okay, I'm here because I need help. I need to go look for a job. Who exactly? Where do I need to drop my kids that I could go look for that job? That was the whole point of me being there. They couldn't even help me, and that was frustrated to me. And I feel like if we could figure out those things, do those research, we could give people, that would be great. Because even they are shelter, that doesn't mean they have the research. We
Yeah.
research to that's the word. That's not research. What's the word?
Resources? Resource.
Resources, yeah. Yes, for those people. Because no one could help me. And at the end, when I was crying at the shelter, and met another girl from Vegas, and she said, "Oh, let me call a friend, they might know." And that friend give me a phone number of a daycare that you could drop your kids for 3 hours. But yet again, that shelter couldn't even give me that information. And I was frustrated. And
Mm.
that lady, I don't even want to talk about that lady, was so
Yeah.
mean. She didn't even help me with anything, but yet again, any information that I figure out myself, she want that information to put in her paper like she's the one who helped me. So at the end, I was frustrated, I was tired of it, and I didn't give her any information. And then I ended up getting a job after 3 weeks to get out. You know what she did to me? She report me, tell on me that I wasn't doing anything they asked me to do. I need to get out.
Mm.
It's like, why are you why are you here if you're not helping? And yet
Yeah.
again, you lie about me. It was so bad. It's like, and yet again, you know what was the worst part? The worst part is she was an African American person.
Hmm.
Technically, she's supposed to help a colored person, but yet again, she didn't do anything. She was bringing me down like crazy. And
Mm.
I feel sometimes some women are not here to help you, and I don't like that. And if we could be here to help other, that would be great. You know what I mean?
Give
And
them the resources that they
exactly,
can.
and
Mhm.
and if even if they made a mistake, because no one is perfect.
Mhm.
Even if like you try to understand, okay, what was the reason that happened? Let me try to understand to help you out. That was the whole point of you there, is to help you. So, and yeah, it was hard. And thank God that I got that job. I was gonna move in my apartment 2 days after. So I just stayed at a hotel, and then I moved to my apartment. I only stayed there for 3 weeks, but it was a bad experience for me there. But
So then
I
in the
made
future,
it.
yeah, in the future we can help others
Yes,
hopefully have a better
yes,
experience.
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
that's
yes.
crazy. So
Yeah.
if we could switch gears, Olivia, I was thinking, could you teach us some kind of lingo that you guys use, younger generation uses?
Yeah.
Okay. Give us something
Okay.
like how would you react to a situation like that? What would you say? she's being disrespected by someone who's there to try to help her, but they're not. What would you call that situation?
I don't even know if there's like a
Okay.
alternative for the younger generation. I don't know.
Well,
I can't think of one.
okay. So what about something else that you could just like a word that you know that the older generation doesn't know?
So, we were joking about this the other day at
Mhm.
work. Um, I guess Carrie and I can't remember. What was there. It was turn. Turn. They said turn for the younger generation is like crunk for the older generation.
What's crunk?
Oh,
I don't even know what that is. I like turn.
Jamie, do you know what crunk is?
I don't know.
I don't know what they both refer to like partying, I guess, is what Carrie said. Cause like I can't even remember what the like situation was, but I was like, yeah, like
Okay, wait. Crunk meaning is a type of hip hop music characterized by repeated shouted catchphrases and elements.
yeah. So like we were talking about like party music and everything like that. And he was like, what are you talking about? He's like, crunk? And I was like, what? And there was that like two different words meaning the exact same thing for different generations, I guess.
Okay.
Right.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh goodness. Yeah, it's the generations. Everything like now, what is 80s is coming
Yeah.
back,
Yeah.
70s, the whole like tight or long pants that go up your hip, but no one liked that when we were young because you wanted your belly to show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The hip.
Now that I know, we're not showing it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess if um Carline, you've already had your talk. So I guess if I were to say something, I kind of wanted to have everyone's thoughts on mindfulness. What do you think that means? Well, I mean, what does it mean to you, mindfulness? Okay, really quick. Definition. Um, it's just noticing new things. That's all it is. Like Ellen Langer, she's my idol. She's a neuro coach and a psychiatrist, psychologist. And just being mindful is just to notice new things. I don't know. I just
Okay.
wanted to bring that out. Like if you're going down somewhere and you're like tunnel vision, if you just look around you, there's one time I was going to my sister's house and I thought I was going on the wrong street because I actually looked around and I thought I was lost. Has that ever happened to you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're like, has that always been there? Yeah. So,
Yeah. That happened to me sometimes. And sometimes you're asking yourself, am I crazy or this been here and I never pay attention on this? Yeah.
mhm. Yeah. I don't know. That's kind of just what I was inspired to say. But yeah, does anyone else have any closing remarks that they want to give? How do you think this went for our first thing?
I think it went good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
It
like
did.
everybody kind of being in charge of a certain topic. And then as we get into a flow, because I've done a mom podcast before, it gets easier each time and it flows more naturally and you just kind of pop in. So, like you said, get the kinks out. And then when we get the other two, get those out of the way. And then it'll just flow easier. And I think as we become more used to each other, it'll be easier and more common and comfortable.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Definitely.
Cool
Yeah.
beans. All right. Well, thank you, ladies, for coming on. And I will see you all next Tuesday. And if anyone who's listening, if you have any questions or comments or want us to talk about something, just go down below and let us know. Okay.
Definitely.
All right. Have fun at work, Olivia. Bye, ladies.
Bye.
Bye.